Hello and good morning. Let's take a look. We're going to continue some discussion on this section 1.1. Before we get started, a couple of things. There's a way to access my videos, which are on YouTube, and I'll show you that. Also, Fridays, you're going to need a laptop to do Albert I/O each Friday, and I will give you the information to log in by period. Okay, so let's take a look. This one right here was number 4, and some of you may not have asked, and some of you tried to figure it out. What they're doing is, if you take the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and we need 6 to get this one, and you cube it. So all of these are cubed. Like 1 times 1 times 1 is still going to be 1. 2 times 2 times 2, 2 times 2 is 4, and 4 times 2 is 8. Check. 3 times 3 is 9, and 9 times 3 is 27. Check. So what they're doing is they're taking the integers, and these are actually called natural numbers, and they're cubing it. So to get this one, you're going to have to take 6 to the third power, and that will give you the answer. Okay, have your calculators out so I can just visualize who has it. All right, let's take a look here. Deductive. Deductive reasoning is where they give you a rule and you apply it and get a conclusion. Like in math, we teach you how to solve equations and then you do it. You use rules. Inductive reasoning is where you see a series of events and you come up with a conclusion. And that conclusion could be wrong. And then you'd have to modify it. Also, before we get started, I added something in the computer and I want you to be aware of it. It says not working in class. And this right here is going to be for your parents to see. In other words, if you're not working, and let's say I give you a 1, okay, that's not extra credit. That represents 1 day that you're not working. If you get a 2, that represents 2 days that you're not working. So in this case, 0 would be good because you don't have any marks against you. And at the end of the marking period, I'm going to check this. Now, can you get these marks off? If you're exceptionally good and I see that you're working and trying to do better, and you come talk to me, maybe I will lower these. Okay, so it is possible to get them off. All right, so let's keep moving. Today, you're going to be doing a worksheet and you're going to be doing some book work. Okay, so the worksheet if you're at home, is going to look like this. And you can copy it if you need to. Friday, I may post them all on Canvas, okay? So this is called Week 1, Worksheet A, and then you have to put the period and your name. And this is for liberal arts. Let's turn our attention now to college algebra. Okay, so let's take a look at the bell work. So this one right here is tricky. See, only the 2 is squared, not the negative. There's no parentheses. So 2 times 2 is 4, but the negative is on the outside and it's a negative 4. So it's kind of tricky. Whereas this one, the negative is squared as well because it has parentheses. So this would be a negative 2 times a negative 2, which gives you a double negative, which gives you a plus 4. So make sure you understand the differences. This one, only the number is squared, not the negative. Okay, so let's talk about what these sets are. Well, natural numbers start off with 1. So write this down. Whole numbers start off with 0. Integers have negative numbers. and positive numbers along with 0, and they keep going. That's what those dots mean. A rational number either repeats, like 2.4 repeating, or it goes on, or it terminates, stops, like 2.5, and it stops right there. That would be a rational number. An irrational number does the opposite of this. It does not repeat, so no repeat, and it does not stop, so it goes on forever, and we'll use infinity. So if you classify these, pi is actually an irrational number. It will not stop, and it goes on forever. This one stops, and it's a natural number, it's a whole number, and it's a rational number, and it's an integer. So it's all of them except irrational. 0.6 repeats, so that would be a rational number only. The square root of 7 on your calculator does not repeat, does not repeat is correct, and it does not stop. So this one is irrational, and that's how you do that. And there it is. Okay, so on a new sheet of paper, or you can use the same one, I guess, copy down these problems and try and work them. This one is the absolute value, which means the distance to 0, so it's always positive. This one's going to be a positive, but there's a negative outside, so that's going to be a -6. This one is going to be the absolute value of 2 and the absolute value of 3, which is going to be 2/3. And that's how you work that. Let's try this one right here. If you look at this one, they want numbers less than a -3. So that would be like -4. So you would have to substitute -4 in here, which would give you a -1 at the top. If you put a -4 in here, you're going to get a -1 on the bottom. This becomes a positive. So your answer is going to be 1 over -1. And you can have the negative at the bottom, you can have the negative at the top, or you can have the negative in the middle, and it would be your choice. Okay, I like mine at the top. You can't have it in both positions. This last one here, you're going to do the parentheses first. That's going to be a -3. And then you're going to do a negative times a negative is a positive. And then the absolute value of a positive is still a positive, and there it is. And here's your work for today. Make sure you show everything. Now, before I go any further, let me point something out to you. In the grade book, I put a not working category. This is not extra credit. On the computer it says that, but that's by default. So what this means is a 0 or no grade there is a good thing. If you get a 1, that represents 1 day not working in class. If you get a 2, that's 2 days not working. And at the end of the marking period, this is going to come off your grade. Okay, and this is purely to let your mom know, or dad know, or parent know what's going on. Okay, so the goal here is to get a 0 or nothing at all. Now, if you get some negative marks, which these are, it's possible that if your behavior changes and you're working in class and you come see me, maybe I can make some adjustments and lower it. All right, again, here's your assignment for today. Also, you need your laptops on Friday for Albert I.O. So laptops Friday. And make sure you bring your charger. All right, have a good morning.